What's up, people? This is JJ. This is BS3 Network. This is the Lone Star Barn Burner Hockey Podcast. We are live. We are with my buddy Weldon, and we are talking more Stars hockey as we do. So sit back, relax, grab your favorite snack and your favorite drink, and let's talk some hockey.
Dallas Stars! Dallas Stars! Dallas Stars! Dallas
Whoa, you weren't lying. You're ready.
Well, you said we're ready to go, so let's go.
Well, all right. Well, let's rock. How's it going, sir?
Good. How are you?
I'm better.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hopefully you get better.
Yeah, I'm almost there, ready to just come out swinging, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Well. So, what'd you think of that game last night?
Dude, I mean,
Did it keep you awake?
Can I plead the fifth?
You fell asleep? Seriously?
No. If it's not 9 o'clock start time, I'll probably watch the whole thing.
I watched it. I watched every single shift of it.
I mean, yeah, me too, sort of, with family. That was funny. You had me rolling with what you said. You're like, ditch them or something. And I was like, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What? Ditch them? I mean, if I was getting paid, sure, but you know.
Hey, when hockey came on, and even when I was still living in Corpus, and if anybody was around, they pretty much knew that I was going to the back room, watching in my room. Didn't care if there was a party going on or anything. I ditched everybody.
You are my kind of person, you know it?
Yep.
Man.
So that was a very nice little road trip they had.
Yeah, it was. They got every point, didn't they?
Got every point.
That's crazy.
They lead the Central right now. They're creeping up on Vegas.
That's always good.
Yep. So
they got Vegas coming up too.
Yep. Vegas has got 4 points on them right now.
Yeah, that's crazy. Just 4.
Yeah. I mean, Vegas in 15 games, possible 30 points. They've got 25.
Yeah.
Dallas out of a possible 28 points. They've got 21. So, I'd say they're right back to where they left off last year.
That's crazy too, because I can't remember if it was Brian Ray or Razor. Somebody said either last game or the game before that they're the exact same record they were last year at this point.
Could be. I might have missed that one.
I mean, it might have been a couple of games ago, probably Columbus, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But when I heard that, I was like, okay, so they're not messing around this year.
No, now up until last night, the power play was horrible. Just completely horrible.
Mm-hmm.
But, like Razor said, maybe they needed to go up against a bad team that takes a lot of penalties to wake up that power play. And it woke up last night,
Yeah.
you know. And then
Yeah.
Wyatt with 2 shorthanded goals, you know. So
That kid, he is not messing around
mhm.
either. That's crazy how good he is.
And he's only going to get better. That's
I,
the scary thought, of
yeah.
him doing what he is right now. And then if you check in on, our 2 guys down in Cedar Park, Stankoven's lighting it up.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
I'm not surprised.
you know. So, you know, the future looks bright.
So bright, we need shades
Mm-hmm.
and a backwards cap. I always think of you when I see that Facebook meme.
I don't hardly ever wear my cap backwards.
Yeah, I know, but you give me crap for being that way.
Only time I
Remember?
wear my hat backwards is when I'm shooting a rifle.
Oh well, okay. That makes sense. But you know, you got people like me that wear their hat backwards all the time
Oh, no.
and wear shades as well. That Facebook meme, man, you gave me crap the first time you saw it, and I died.
Hey, at least did I send you the one with the Aggie guy?
Yeah, I think you did
Is it?
actually.
Okay. So,
Man, we have an interesting friendship for those listening.
yeah. I send you horrible memes about the Cowboys and you get chuckles out of them.
Every last one of them.
Hey,
Every last one
hey,
of
I
them.
got to find something to give you crap about, So, even
I'm like,
even when they trounce the one of the worst teams in the league and you're all proud of it, I'll still give you crap about. Well, they did beat basically a glorified high school team. Not a whole lot to be proud of,
yeah, but you can say the same thing about the Stars beating the crap out of Columbus,
Yeah, but Columbus has got Johnny Gaudreau, Patrick Laine. They've got some good players. They've got a DB for a coach, but um, you know, they've got tools there. They've just got to figure out how to use them.
Yeah, and the same could be said for the Cowboys game last night,
Well, they figured out how to use them against a weak team. So,
I was talking about the weak team, man. Come on
oh,
now.
you were talking about the weak team. They had a rookie quarterback that had only started 3 games, I think. He should still be in college.
Look, man, if those people weren't good enough to be in the big leagues, they wouldn't be there. Come on now.
Well, even the crappy people got to get drafted sometime. Look at Mr. Irrelevant out there in San Francisco. Hey, he's doing pretty good.
Oh, not him again. Just let it go. Man, we went from this hockey podcast is anything
Yeah,
but
we're
hockey.
off track. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, how about them Stars?
Yeah. I'm shocked. I really am. I didn't think by this point they would have the exact same record, and maybe they don't anymore, but they did for a while.
Yeah.
And that's just crazy to me. And, Wyatt, I knew that he would have some hype around him last year, but to see him not even come close to a sophomore slump yet,
Yeah.
I don't want to jinx it.
Well, I mean, he did renew his rent at, Mr. Pavelski's house. So, as long as the kid scores this good, I'd say he could stay living at Joe's.
Yeah.
Yeah. And anybody else that comes into the league, as long as Joe is playing, they can go live with him, because it seems to be a pretty good mentor for these young guys.
Oh, shoot, yeah. Like, is Joe Pavelski the way to go?
I mean, he is the ultimate professional.
Yeah, he is.
He's the first one on the ice. He's generally the last one to leave after practice. And the few times that I've gotten to go to practice this year, he's always out there working with the young guys. He's out there working with Delandry. He's out there working with Wyatt. He's still out there working with Rope. So it's just he's that kind of guy. He's the ultimate professional that you want to have around your young players.
I'm not trying to take anything away from Mr. Ben, but that sounds like captain material here.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, he's still very much captain. He would be a captain on any other team in the league that he went to, unless it was a long running captain. But he would never take the captaincy away from Jamie. Now 10 years ago, maybe. If he would have been here, maybe.
Okay, fair.
But not now. It'll be a young gun that takes it. And now you've got a third guy thrown into the mix of Rope. Now you've got Wyatt. Now you've got Miro. You've got, 4 guys in there that could very easily be moved into the captain spot.
My gosh, could you see a leadership core of, let's say, Robo with the C, Miro with an A, or you can reverse those and then have Wyatt with an A?
Oh, yeah.
Holy
It'll be that way. I guarantee every single one of those guys will wear a letter.
That would be absolutely nuts. Did I see an A on Miro the other day, by the way?
I would have to go back and look. I'm not sure who's wearing the A's. I know Tyler's wearing an A, and of course Jamie's on the C, but I don't know who the other alternate captains are.
I swear to you, the other day, not last game, but the game before, I believe Miro had an A.
He could very well have one.
And I was going, when did that happen? Because I like that move. I like that move a lot. I think, it made me mad the other day when I saw some writer dude say that or not even mention him in the top 10 D-men of the league. I'm not sure if I said that.
And let me guess, Kel McCarr was the number 1. I was just looking at the roster to see if on the Stars thing, and it doesn't say who's holding what.
This was on a TikTok video. 10 freaking D-men. And 2 of them were Colorado. Two of them were Colorado. What is that other dude's name? Taves, there you go. Yeah. And McCarr.
I mean, they are a very dynamic duo together. So, I mean, I won't take anything away from them.
Yeah, but that's a slap in the face to Miro.
Yeah.
That's good.
Kind of, but you look at McCarr versus Miro. McCarr is very, very flashy.
Mm-hmm.
He scores a lot, where Miro is more about playing defense. Miro's got to get to shooting this year already.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to look and see if it says any of his shot totals. But yeah, Miro's got to get to shooting. He's only got 10 points right now. So
10 points in how many games?
10 points in 14 games.
That's not bad.
1 goal, 9 assists.
Okay, so he's more about dishing it out then.
Yeah.
I wonder why. That's weird. Oh.
So yeah, so he needs. I mean, there were a lot of shots the other night. Even last night, that it's like, dude, shoot the puck. Why are you holding on to it? Why are you passing it? Just fire it at the net. So far this year, he's taken 31 shots.
Wow.
In 14 games. Last year he took 206 shots.
Okay, well,
that's a career high for him.
So far that's like ish 2 shots a game.
Yeah.
In the neighborhood of 2 shots per game.
Yeah. So he's got to start pumping it at the net. He's got a hell of a shot. He's got a hell of a wrist.
He does. Seen it with my own ears.
You know, even if he's, you know, throwing it and somebody else is tipping it or getting the rebound and throwing it in, hey, you know, points are points.
Right.
So
I don't know. Maybe he'll wake up.
I don't think he's asleep. I think they're just sometimes they're looking for pretty plays.
Like the 5-minute major last night.
Yeah, that I think they should have been just pumping it at that kid. You know,
yeah.
At Fleury, because Fleury was rattled already.
The man was smacking the goalpost left and right. Looked like, did he throw his stick at one point? Or did he try to break it?
He did. I didn't catch it. So far this year, McCarr's got 16 points, 3 goals, 13 assists. Shots on goal, 32. So he's getting more through than what Miro is. So
that's still close in numbers, though.
Oh yeah, but he's a much more flashy player. You know, where Miro's more a Lindstrom style player. If the goals come, they come, but he's more worried about playing the defense part of it.
So we're talking blue collar versus white collar, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, you're talking guy that's actually playing his position, and is what everybody else said about Klingberg. He's playing a glorified forward. Why don't they put him at forward? Because that's what he's playing. You know.
Oh my.
You know, because he wants to score goals. Which even D-men are scoring goals now. I mean, my gosh, you had a guy last year score 100 points. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I mean, if it was me, I'd want my defensemen scoring goals.
Mm-hmm.
That means they're involved.
Want everybody scoring goals.
Yeah. Put it in the net at all times. I don't care who it is. Put Victor E. Green out there. See if he can shoot. I don't care.
Mm-hmm. So
kind of wild.
But
put the alien on the ice.
But yeah, that was a very entertaining 3 games away. So, you know,
I kind of felt like after that 2-0 shutout a little ways back, that maybe their offense was starting to dry out, like a lot of people had said. What do you think about it now?
I think it's wide awake now.
Think so?
I think someone gave it some Red Bull. It's got wings, you know, as it did last night. You know.
What was that score? 8-3?
Yeah.
That was brutal.
I was hoping they were going for 10. You know, I wanted to see another double digit, but you know, towards the end again, about that last 8 minutes, they kind of backed off and, you know, started kind of letting them back in again, you know, because honestly, Minnesota had no answer for their speed.
No, they didn't.
And that's hard to believe they were skating that good after a back-to-back on an early game on Saturday and then another semi-early game on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Plus a flight in there. So.
Yeah, something smelled fishy about that whole thing because last year they didn't even do very well on back-to-backs for that matter.
Mm-mm.
And they gotten 2 wins on both of them. So is
Yeah.
it? Yeah, that's crazy. Like what? And I mean, I don't want to get too hyped off of Minnesota because people will come in and say, "Oh, well, that's a bad team. You beat a bad team, big deal, whatever, right?" But you got Arizona coming up tomorrow,
Yep.
Winnipeg at some point. I don't remember exactly when, so forgive me. Colorado and Vegas.
Yeah. Oh, we've got a tough little homestand here. Arizona has been surprising a lot of people. Colorado, and then because Saturday's Colorado, then you got Monday is the Rangers,
Oh yeah, Rangers.
and then you've got Vegas, and then you've got Calgary again. And then you got Thanksgiving Day in between that. So hopefully on that, the day after Thanksgiving, they're not all sleepy from the turkey because they got Calgary that day, which Calgary is a dumpster fire right now too. So, you know,
Yeah, but they could turn around and light Dallas up if they wanted to. Maybe.
I don't think they're going to light many people up right now.
No?
No, they're in shambles right now. They're kind of like, Edmonton.
Oh. Did you listen to the last show? We
Mm-mm.
were we were talking about Edmonton and like what happened.
Well, it sounds like even the players were surprised that Woodcroft got fired after a big win.
I mean, what do you call that? A desperation move?
I
I
guess,
mean,
maybe a wake up call.
yeah.
And
Shoot,
I don't, and I don't, and I don't think he got a buyout like Jimbo Fisher did from
Oh
M.
no.
No,
Oh, and
not $77 million to walk away.
my gosh,
I wish I, I
$77 million
wish
to
I could
leave,
get fired like that.
right?
I'd only need to be fired one time. You would never ever hear from me again.
Get fired one time, just retire.
Yep. Retire and disappear. So, but yeah,
That's wild.
that whole deal with Woodcroft that surprised me. I figured that would come later in the year if they weren't if they were still playing bad.
Yeah, guess you were wrong with that one. Yikes.
But if that team doesn't get it together, there's some big names getting ready to come up to get paid on contracts, and they may not be there.
Yeah, I read something about Nugent Hopkins or Nurse or one of them guys. One of the big names. I can't remember who it is now. It was a couple days ago. Uh, People were talking about it, tossing the name around. And they're like, "Would you be willing to resign if you're so and so?"
Well,
No,
well, the two big boys there being Connor and Drysaitel,
that's who it was.
they're
Drysaitel.
both
Thank
coming
you.
up for renewals here within I think the next couple of years. And if they ain't winning, why would you stay there unless you're just in it for the money? If you want your name on that trophy, you're gonna get paid no matter what. You know that would be like if Robertson decided to leave. Anywhere he goes, he's gonna get paid. He's gonna get
Mm-hmm.
paid top dollar. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because I mean, I'm hating to see what his next contract is going to look like because it's going to be a double digit.
Oh boy.
You know, our two older guys, they're going to have to be gone, but he's going to get big money, and it ain't going to be the 7.5 or whatever he's getting right now.
I would hope it's not too massive because you can have that blow in your face too, you know?
Yeah, you can, but I mean, you look at his sample size, he hasn't been hurt that much. What has he missed 1 or 2 games for something?
Oh yeah, true.
So I mean, you look at Jamie's sample size. Everybody, gripes about his contract, but he never misses games.
Right.
He stays healthy, you know. So, and that's what you want. You want those guys to be able to, you know, play all the time. I mean, like
Yeah.
I'm looking at Jamie's stats right now. 2016, he had 77 games. 18, he had 78. 1969, I think that's the year that he messed up his knee or something. And then, of course, 2020 was cut short, but everything else has been 82 games,
So aside from the hip, I think it was.
Yeah.
Wow. That man's a tank.
Yeah. I mean, over 1,000 games from 14 to 23.
The man is a human tank.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't take it.
Who else is coming up for their 1,000th game? I think Mr. Duchesne is.
Is he?
Yeah, I think he's supposed to be. I think it's the middle of next month. I think he does his 1,000th game.
Wow.
And he actually does it on the road, so it'll be sometime now. I think it's. I don't remember who it was. I even had it marked.
Oops.
I think it's against Florida. I think is who it was against for his 1,000th game.
Yikes.
So
that'll be a game to watch there. Ooh, wow. Yeah. I like Duchesne too. I think he's brought.
He's caught fire too.
Yeah, he has.
I mean, he's one that when he first said that he came to Dallas, it wasn't about the money. I'm hoping that's what he says when they try to re-sign him. Hey, it's not about the money. It's like, please be another Pavelski that will stay around and not bankrupt the team to build your bank account. So,
yeah.
Because from what I've read and everything, he is just a character in the locker room. He's always in a good mood. If something goes bad, he's there to, talk that player back up and everything. So, and that's what you need in the locker room, So
that almost sounds like Patrick Eves back in the day.
Yeah.
For the Stars.
So
wow. That's awesome. Yeah, I would love to see him stick around long term. I really would.
Yeah.
I didn't think he would fit that well. I thought he would just be kind of like I don't want to say a rental, but yeah, almost like a rental. I thought maybe he would be there to take up space for, say, Stankoven or something.
Yeah.
But I didn't see this coming, and now that I see this coming,
kind of like it.
Don't go. Yeah. I like him. I like him a lot. He surprised me how good he's been. And like I said the last show, it makes me wonder why he was even cut.
I think just Nashville wanted to go in and clean house.
That's a dude you could build a team around almost, though.
No, I wouldn't really say I'd build a team around him now because he is getting older.
Yeah.
He's that veteran presence that I would want in the locker room.
Yeah. He should be a main piece that you're building with. Maybe not around, but with.
Especially in Nashville now with Ryan O'Reilly in the locker room.
Oof.
He was a player that I was really, really hoping Dallas would have gone after a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And, it just never worked out. But I mean, that guy he's like Pavelski. He is just a face-off machine, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
I
I
was,
mean,
I was really, really hoping that he would have ended up here, but so
if he had though, then you wouldn't have Duchesne.
no, but I mean, what he would have brought to the team just a few years ago,
Yeah.
um, you know, would have been a big help. So
Shoulda, coulda, woulda, right?
yeah, but
Man.
that's easy to look back now and go, oh my God, we should have got him in the draft. Look how he turned out. When they're 5 years into their career. So
Right. Yeah, I wouldn't change the trajectory of this team at all.
no, no, and the trajectory is only up. I mean, there's so many good young guys that are down in Cedar Park that are, just waiting for a few guys to finally finish out their contracts and, decide what they're going to do. And, you know, so
That's scary. This team is loaded to the gills.
yeah. I mean, look at Harley. I mean, he almost had a spot on the team last year and he was having some problems. So he went back to Cedar Park, got his defensive game together, and he was scoring good down there,
Mm-hmm.
and now he's brought it to Dallas, and he's had some screw ups, which, I mean, they all have.
Yeah.
But his first pass out of the zone has gotten better since about the first 5 games.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was watching from last year. It was like, oh my God, every time he throws a pass out, it gets picked off, or it's 3 feet off the guy's stick or whatever. And this year, I mean, he's pretty much putting it on the tape. So
Crazy.
it's just,
The man's got a heck of a shot, too.
yeah, he's got a hell of a shot.
Yeah, he does.
I'm interested to see how many stitches he's got now, but because I think he took a good shot last night. I mean, I can't believe that the league wasn't stepping in on that to suspend that guy.
Oh, he didn't get any punishment, did he?
Oh, he got a 5-minute major and a game misconduct. I haven't heard if there's any kind of calls from the league office yet.
Wow.
So
I hadn't really heard about it either. I'm gonna have to go look at that. That's crazy. That 5-minute power play is what woke him up too. At least I think.
No, they had already scored a whole bunch by then, but because did they even score on the 5-minute major?
They did.
Did they? Okay, couldn't remember if they did. I mean, 8 goals. Tend to forget one or two. So
I think it might have been 1, maybe 2, but there was a time where it was like 30 seconds remaining in that 5-minute major where they were just tossing it around. Like, it had me going, shoot it.
yeah. Oh yeah, I was the same way.
Yelling at the TV, huh?
Yep. Yeah, my wife was asleep in the chair, and I'm hollering. She's on what? And I was like, just telling him to shoot the fucking puck. No, sorry, because the passing is like, it's like, okay, that's pretty and everything, unless you're just killing clock, But let's put the screws to them,
Can you imagine how many 8-3 games we would have under our belt if we just shot the freaking puck?
Oh yeah.
Like that 10-4 game last year would be a thing again, easily.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I was hoping for. I was wanting to see another double digit because so far I think Vancouver's been the only one to do it this year, and they did it to San Jose, I think it was.
There's one of those. Oh, wait a minute. That's a bad team, though.
Yeah.
Situations.
Well, I mean, Vancouver wasn't a superstar until this year.
They've always had our number, at least lately.
Yeah, for some reason they're our kryptonite. We just can't beat them for some reason.
Let's hope they miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
Who do we got to pay off to make Vancouver miss the playoffs?
Play like we did the other night. Play like we did on this road trip.
Yeah. And I keep looking back to that back-to-back, man. Just the back-to-back alone. Like, wow. I keep going back to last year as well in the back-to-backs. They'd win one or lose one.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. It's like something about this team has changed.
I think a lot of it is the boards getting in their heads.
Think that's what it is?
Yep. And granted, this year we have a lot of back-to-backs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've had 2 this month.
And we haven't seen a string of 8 overtime games yet either.
Yeah.
Knock on wood. I did it too.
Yeah. Yeah. So we've had 2 back-to-backs last month. We have 2 back-to-backs in December.
Mm-hmm.
They're away back-to-backs, so they're Florida and the Capitals on the 6th and 7th. 15th and 16th, we have Ottawa and St. Louis.
Oh, yikes.
And January, we have 2 back-to-backs.
2 back-to-backs?
Yep. So it seems like every month we have 2 back-to-backs so far. January, our back-to-backs are Nashville and Chicago. 1 home, 1 away. And then a week later, the 20th and 21st, we have away at New Jersey and 21st away at the Islanders. So at least those are close.
True.
And then February is an oh-so-lovely month where we have 3 back-to-backs.
Oh, wow. 3 back-to-backs. Well, I mean, there's not much reason to be afraid now.
No. The only ones I don't like is when there's a big travel in between, So like February, our first back-to-back is the 6th and 7th at Buffalo and Toronto. They literally fly over a lake or they drive around a lake and, they're to the next arena. They're 25 miles apart, maybe.
Wow.
And then our second back-to-back is Boston and the Rangers, both away. Third back-to-back is the New York Islanders at home. Then they go to Colorado. So,
how are you feeling about Colorado, man?
I haven't got to catch any of their games yet, but it sounds like they're having a lot of problems. I mean, they just put one of their. I don't know if that goalie they just put up, if he was one of their main ones, and he just went on LTIR and going back to wherever he's from with some kind of illness or injury or something. So, but it sounds like they're having some problems up there, which doesn't bother me any. So they're 8-5. We're 10-3. So
Okay, there's a pretty big jump between the two. All right.
yeah, 21 points for us, 16 for them. They're tied with Winnipeg. So, I mean, other than until you get down to Minnesota, it's kind of a jumble for second place because there's only 4 points separating, the Colorado and Minnesota. And even Nashville and Chicago were both sitting at 10 points. So, the real two sucky teams are San Jose with 5 points out of 15 games and Edmonton with 7 points out of 13 games. You there? Did I lose you? Hello? I think you lost me. Gee,
There he is.
I was just sitting there talking away, and
For whatever reason, connection on my end was just like, yeah, okay, you're done. All right.
Must be that Apple iPad.
Oh, stop it.
You never can trust a fruit.
I'm not touching that. I'm going to back away. Going to back away. Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway,
so,
where did you lose me at?
I genuinely do not know. You said something about Colorado had some turmoil, and that I think right around about there is where I lost.
Oh, okay. Wow, you missed about 2 minutes worth of me.
I did. I'm going. Why is it quiet? What the heck?
So, no, they just seem to be having some problems up there. I don't know if McKinnon's not scoring like he was, or if it's the goaltending, or what it is.
So okay, in the next stretch of games that we have, who do you see as the biggest threat? Because I'll tell you, for me, it seems like Winnipeg.
I think it's still going to be Colorado.
Yeah? Even with Vegas doing its thing?
Well, yeah. I mean, Vegas will be another tough test for us. But if we skate like we've skated these last 3 games, we can outskate their defense.
Yeah, but see, the problem with that is, though, they have to start hot and finish hot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and like yesterday, they started right out of the gate. I mean, there was no first period. Oh, we're just waking up, blah, blah, blah. It was like, we're ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way the Boers got to get them. I mean, they've got to come out like that every single game.
Oh, yeah.
Because if they come out like that on every game, they're going to jump on teams, and teams are going to have to play from behind, So.
Yeah, you're right. And then, when they have to play from behind and they get in desperation mode, that's when the penalties start happening.
Yeah. Well, and that's when they start making stupid mistakes, and they start letting these odd man rushes go. And honestly, last night, it could have been probably 11 or 12 goals, because look at the 2 breakaways that Johnston had.
Yeah.
If he scores on either one of those, and who else was it that had another breakaway? I think Foxa had another breakaway. Um, so that game could have easily been a dozen.
That's crazy.
So,
and against Minnesota too. Like, I'm not going to take anything away from Minnesota. They're pretty decent. They gave
well, I
us.
mean, even it being Marc-Andre Fleury.
He might have been just having an off game, you know?
Oh yeah, I'm surprised that they left him in there.
Yeah, talk about leaving the dude hung out to dry, right?
Yeah.
All the coach could do was sit there and mean mug. Like, come on, man, do something.
Yeah.
His mean mug that I saw during the game, I can't remember if it was second or third period, looked like one of the Muppets, like Beaker or something.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I never can remember his last name. His first name is Dean.
Ah, I got you. Everson?
Yes.
Everson?
Yes. Always wanting to call him Dean Ambrose, but that's not it.
Ambrose. Not this ain't WWE, sorry.
No. I don't know why that name sticks in my head when I hear Dean. So
it's that stupid mean mug or his tantrum face. I call it a tantrum face because he looks like he's just about to start kicking and screaming. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, and there was somebody last night on. Oh, who was it? It was on the Die Hards, and he's like, "Oh, I hope they get Dumba back tonight." And I was like, "Dude, Dumba hasn't been there all season." Oh, did he get traded? And I was like, he left in the off season because they didn't re-sign him. I was like, he's in Arizona. And he's like, oh, crap. I was like, yeah, we get to see him Tuesday night. I said, that'll be interesting to see if, somebody steps up to him.
That sounds like me with the kid from Jersey that's now gone. What the heck's his name? Oh, I wanted him to stay. He's gone now. I did a whole podcast on it too.
The kid from Jersey?
Yeah, Will Butcher. There you go.
Oh, Butcher. Yeah.
Yeah. I was hoping to see him here so that we could see what he could do. And I didn't even realize that his contract was up. So, yeah. Oh, well. We all have our moments.
Yeah.
Wand moment, senior moment, whatever you want to call it. Brain fart. That's what I call it.
Yeah. Usually I'm pretty good on who's left and who's staying, or who's still around.
So I need to go to you then.
Well, I kind of follow who, who's the guys that are possibly on their way out.
Yeah. Well, what are you thinking about this team? Like, if I know it's a long ways off, we're still early into the season. Trade deadline rolls around. We're still up near the top of the league, let's say. Are you trading anybody? Or are you staying put?
Only unless you can better the team.
I don't think you're going to get any better than what they are right now.
I still think that they could probably pick up another defenseman.
This team is nothing but B-men. I say that with a little playful sarcasm, but that's kind of the Dallas thing, defenseman.
No, I mean, because I like Hakanpää. He's a big dude.
Yeah.
But he's not a lot of threat.
Which is misleading because he's a big dude. He should be a threat. I saw. I'll just hit you with this question because I hit my other friend with it. I saw NHL trade rumors talk about, you guessed it, Matt
Yeah.
Dumba.
Oh, no, I was thinking of someone else.
Oh, what you got? Go ahead.
Well, you probably read the reports that Patty Kane is
Oh yeah,
narrowed it down to the two teams that he would like to go to,
yeah.
and one of them is Dallas,
Oh God, no,
and
absolutely not.
the other is Toronto.
Huh?
Toronto's leaned to everybody. There, if there's a player out there that's got a stick, Toronto's connected to him. Toronto's going to get him. But they're, of course, he's going to want to go to a contender. Dallas right now is in that group. A few years ago, not so much. Still don't understand why people keep thinking that Toronto is a contender because of, um, what have they won? One round in the last 40 years?
My gosh, they won one round in the playoffs as long as I've been alive, pretty much. Wow.
Yeah. Well, kind of be said about the Cowboys, but nothing.
Oh, don't do that.
I didn't say a word. You didn't hear that. So
This is how you know this guy thinks of me as a brother almost, because he's always picking.
giving you crap.
I love it though. Keep it coming.
So
I love to laugh. What are your thoughts on hockey in Texas? I know that Arizona is having problems. If they were to move to, say, Houston or San Antonio, would they survive down there?
I think they would survive in Houston because, of course, there's other markets down there. I don't know how well they would survive in San Antonio.
Me neither.
I mean, the Spurs get a hell of a turnout.
Yeah.
I think the Spurs sell out pretty regularly.
Mm-hmm.
How they would do as far as selling out there, I don't know.
It'd be cool to have them in Houston, though. Then you'd have a in-state Texas hockey rivalry.
Yeah, but then again, then we lose that motto, one state, one team. And that's something that Dallas has built themselves around right now.
Yeah, true.
So
But
I
then
don't
you
know.
could use
It could be good, but I think I think they need to expand the team in other areas, not Kansas City. Kansas City's kind of like trying to compete with the Cowboys. You're gonna have your diehard fans that are never gonna go to anything else but the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the same way you have in Kansas City.
Yeah.
I think Salt Lake City would be a great place for them.
Ooh.
And that's one of the areas that that is being talked about is Salt Lake City.
That would be kind of cool. Way back in the day when I was in high school, man, one of the Stars affiliates was the Utah Grizzlies.
Yeah.
Just imagine that team being promoted to the NHL.
Yeah.
I mean, or being marketed as that team, however they do it.
Yeah.
That would be wild.
And the nice thing about Salt Lake City, you have direct flights to Salt Lake City out of DFW. And
nice.
It's a cool city, So
You could have a rivalry of the expansion teams, Seattle and Salt Lake City.
Well, and you think about it, that team would probably go into the Pacific Division.
Yeah.
You would have Vegas, Salt Lake City, and Seattle, all about the same distance from each other. Where
Oh.
Salt Lake City would be your mid team. I think Salt Lake City's 5 hours, by car from Vegas. I don't know how far it is from Seattle. I'd have to kind of look it up on the map, but I think that would be a good location.
That'd be fun.
And Salt Lake City is a growing area. Oh yeah, it would be a bit further from Seattle. So, but from Vegas, I mean, man, that's a hop, skip, and a jump away.
Yeah.
So
that would be crazy.
And I think that's what the league needs to look at when they're picking these expansion teams, is it's got to be easy for fans to get to, fans that want to travel.
Yeah.
Because like now, if you're a Dallas fan and you want to fly to, say, Vancouver, you can go straight to Vancouver. You can go straight to Calgary. You can go straight to Toronto. Winnipeg's a little harder to get to. Edmonton is a pain in the butt to get to because you've got to fly into Calgary. You can't get direct flights into Edmonton anymore for some god-awful known reason. Because Lord knows we try when we go back home. We always have to take the scenic route and go through Minneapolis or maybe Toronto and then fly all the way back across the country to go to Edmonton. So
that sucks. I'm sorry.
So, at least if you fly straight into Calgary, then you just drive 4 hours up the road and, then you go to Edmonton. So, but yeah, I think that's the biggest thing the league needs to look at when they're making these expansion teams. Make sure that it's easy for fans to get to. St. Louis is easy to get to. Nashville is easy to get to. Tampa's easy to get to. So
be nice to be able to watch them on TV too if you can't go to the games.
Yeah.
9:00 start times when the Stars were in the Pacific.
Yeah, I still can't do those. It's like, okay, watching the first period and I'm going to bed,
Yep.
And then hope and pray when I get up at 3:00 in the morning, I check the score that we won, So.
Yep, that's what notifications are for.
Yeah.
Man. Okay, well, I mean, so if there's the one state, one team mentality, then can you grow hockey in the state of Texas any more than it is?
I think you can.
How so?
Well, if it's one team, my damn dog. She's whining. She hates when I'm in here in the room because she gets lonely in the living room.
Let her in, man.
She's in. She won't come in where I have my computer set up.
Oh.
She won't come in here and lay down. Hold on for 1 second. Let me go let her out. I'll be right. 10 seconds.
All right.
Pause for the cause.
Oh man. Yeah, we have, like we said in the last show, we have a crap ton, for lack of a better way of putting it, of important games coming up, and starts with Arizona.
All right, I'm back.
All right, there's the man.
So yeah, I still think they can. I mean, honestly, it's building here in Dallas, considering that you can't get a lower bowl seat right now.
Nice.
They have sold out the lower bowls. There's actually a waiting list I saw on TV the other night that they're showing um, for Lower Bowl.
That's incredible. But how many of those are Victory Green fans, though? Like, are we getting better at that?
No, I mean that's for like season ticket holders.
Ah, okay.
So, you know, if they can get to where um, you can get the more fans we stick in here, and the better, of course, the better the team plays, you
Mm-hmm.
know, that's going to grow the game. And it's, if they keep kicking ass like they are, um, of course, that's going to grow the game.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
Stars fans seem to be like Cowboys fans too. I've noticed in some cases, somebody loses, oh, they're calling for everybody's head.
oh yeah. But even on the two losses that they had, when they lost to Vancouver, I didn't think that anybody played bad. They just played slow.
Yeah.
They looked like they were tired.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm never gonna slam a team when they're playing a back to back. So
Those guys didn't. They haven't worried about that yet, man. They cruised through the biggest one, at least in my opinion, just a couple days ago.
yeah,
Over the weekend. That blew me away. That back to back right there. I was like, okay, so they're gonna win one, and then probably yesterday, or at least when I was thinking about it, okay, they won Saturday, so Sunday they're gonna lose. I was trying to keep myself even keel, for lack of a better way of putting it, so I didn't get too excited.
yeah,
Because that's just what they do. If they win one, they'll lose the other. No, they came out screaming.
yeah,
I don't think this is a team that's gonna lose all the back to backs. Win one, lose one. I mean,
yeah,
I think maybe they might win one, lose one for a couple. But this does not seem like last year's team, and they've only made a couple of personnel changes.
yeah,
That's nuts. I did not think that. Well, okay, Luke Glendening was a guy that I thought maybe they were gonna miss. Matt Duchene comes in and says, "Luke, who?"
yeah.
I didn't see that coming.
Well, and that's like everybody has said about, if they went after Patrick Kane. I don't think we can, because we just don't have the cap space without moving out a pretty substantial piece. Because I don't think he's going to come in here and play for $1 million.
No.
Um, I think we would have to move out someone like a Foxa, or I don't know, somebody, some other person that's around $4 million. But I would look at him as being a rental.
Yeah.
Because he is getting up there in age. I think he's around 35, somewhere around in that age. Not sure. So let's see. How old does it say he is? Yeah, he's 34. Actually, he's getting ready to turn 35 on the 19th of this month. So, he's been in the league 15 years. So,
Yeah.
he was out with a hip. Everybody talked about this video that he put out. I have yet to be able to find it. Of him doing some kind of, heavy duty workouts and skating and everything. Um, but you know, I would look at him as a rental.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, because it's not like you're going to sign him for 3 or 4 or 5 years. You know, at his age. You know, so
That would be a gamble. And, for that money that he would probably demand or request, however you want to put it, and you having to move out Foxa or, somebody of the like,
mhm.
that's like, to me, that puts him in the same boat as Marchment in that, you know, people say, oh, Marchment's not doing as good as he was last year. Why do we even keep him? Trade him,
Yeah,
Like that bothers me to no end
yeah,
because that's a big gamble you would have to take with Kane. You don't know what you're getting with him.
yeah. You know, no, if it would be trading, say Fatsa or Marchment for a guy that's 24 or 25 and is still is putting up very good numbers, yes, then I might take that gamble, you know. I mean, like I tried to tell people today because there was a whole bunch of people that were just some were yes, they would love to have him here. Most of the people saying no are the females because of all the crap that Kane was accused of and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I said personally, I've never liked Kane. I didn't like Kane when he first came into the league. I thought he was very much a showboat and a spoiled little kid and everything else. But on
Yeah.
the ice, he's a hell of a hockey player. He
Yeah.
has torched us countless times. He torched us last year when we got a really good look at Max Domi, and that's why we went and picked up Domi, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, if we could have him on our team and him put up 20, 25 goals and we ain't playing against him, take him in a heartbeat if the price is right, you know.
But that's the problem. He knows his name. He knows what he
Oh
can
yeah.
bring, and he can
Yeah.
he can demand whatever he wants.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to demand. He's not going to get $10 million. He's not going to get what he got on his, what him and Jonathan Taves got on their last contract because they're not the same players anymore.
Right.
Same way with Jamie and Tyler. They would never command that kind of money again because they're not that player anymore. They're not that
Yeah.
28 or 26-year-old kid or whatever it was. Um, so
I couldn't see him doing like Patrick Eves or even Pavelski and taking like $1 million a year though.
yeah,
Nope. I mean, they could cause, well, maybe not, but I could see if Jim Nill thought about it,
yeah,
they would have a nice little healthy debate over that price tag. But then Jim Nill would win out because once again, you don't know what you're getting with him.
yeah,
And that's my whole thing. Like, why would you trade something, a valuable trade piece, a valuable team piece? Why would you trade that to get somebody off the street?
yeah,
No, absolutely not. And if you're gonna trade anybody, it better be for somebody, if you can pull it off, that's near, or in my mind, yeah, it's far fetched, by the way, double what you're giving up.
yeah. Well, and that's the thing. I mean, with Kane, it would be yes, that would definitely be a risk.
Mm-hmm.
But the upside, look at him last year. I mean, even before he got traded um, to what was it, to the Rangers? I think it was.
Uh-huh.
He was hurt most of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Look at how he skated hurt when he was playing with Domi on the line and whoever else was up there with him. He was keeping up with those kids,
Yeah.
you know. And so now he's gotten the hip fixed, you know. I guess really the only one that we could ever really ask would be Jamie, you know, because Jamie's had that same surgery, you know,
Oh yeah.
and you know, so it, you know, the reward would be it's his hips, not his hands.
Yeah.
His hands are still sick, you know. I mean,
Hmm.
his hands are top six in our team. You know, well, maybe top nine because I mean you've got Duchesne and Marchman. So, you know, he would definitely be top nine. But it's then the other question is where would he go? Whose spot would you slide him into?
Right.
Top six? No. You know, would he take a role as a third line guy? You know, I
I
mean,
doubt it.
even Duchesne basically is taking a third line role. But I mean, if Dallas could get four lines that they could just roll that any number of those guys can score on, that's scary,
Yeah.
you know, because you know the
Hmm.
top six of Dallas can score.
Hmm.
Now you're seeing that the third line can score.
Yep.
So, you know, all that's left to get going is Steele and Smith, you know, Delandria whenever he's in, you know. So, you know, that can be scary. So,
It could be, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think he's even. I mean, okay, so let's look at Duchesne, right? I bet you he didn't care about the money because he's already getting paid from Nashville.
oh yeah. Well, I mean, he's making $7 million off of Nashville.
Well, there you go. That's not going to be a guarantee that Patrick Kane will think the same way.
Oh no, but he didn't. But he didn't get bought out. His I think his contract just ran out.
Oh, that's right. Because he got traded to New York. Duh.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. It depends on what you're willing to give up to get him.
yeah.
And I would have to see him, if I'm Jim Nill, I would have to see him in some sort of game type atmosphere at least. Like, I'm not signing him off the street. I'm sorry. I'm not
Well,
giving up what they have
well, see
either.
that's a problem. You can't. There's no way to get a trial look at him. You know,
Right.
you can't sign him to a 1 day contract. You know, it it would be nice if we could do that.
I
So
mean, you could in the following preseason, but not till then.
yeah,
What happened to Jordy Ben? PTO, right? There you go.
yep. And now he's over in Switzerland playing. I think it is.
Man, that sucks. I was really hoping he would have stayed here somehow.
Yeah, but is what it is. It's a young man's game, so you know.
Yep. Unless you're Joe Pavelski.
Yeah, yeah. He's just Joe can stay as long as he wants.
For sure.
And that was another point that I brought up to people. I was like, I said when Neil talked about bringing Pavelski in here, I said there was a lot of people on this same page. They didn't want Joe. Oh, he's
Hmm.
old. He's slow. His hands are gone. I said, yeah, his first year was a little hit and miss. I said, but now people can't see Dallas without him.
Right.
You know, that's like there was a spot on NHL radio, and I caught it today, and they were talking to Jim Nill about Pavelski, and he said he'll ask these kids that are coming up, um, do you think you're as good as Joe Pavelski? And they're like, well, yeah, I know I'm as good as him. He's like, well, how does he throw it in the corner, go in and battle for it, and then get away from the battle, and he's in front of the net and scores the goal, and you're not doing that? He said, none of the kids have an answer for that.
Well, there you go.
you know, it's goes back to what I said before. He's the constant professional. He's the hardest working guy on the team.
I mean, it shows. It really does.
Yeah. I mean, it shows every year that he comes back. I mean, yeah, your body as you get closer to 40 is going to start to break down and
Yeah.
everything, but he's keeping himself in tip top shape, and so he's an amazing dude.
It really is.
And I wish there were more of the older players like that. Um, that would do it for trying to get to the cup and not necessarily trying to load their bank account.
Right. I fully agree.
So
that would be fun to look at. How many people are actually still trying to get the cup?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of a stupid thing to hear myself say, but in reality, though, are they playing for the cup, or are they playing for the money back?
Yeah.
I can tell you, other pro sports feel like they're playing for the money back.
Yeah, and there are a lot of guys that are just in it for the money.
I mean, if you're doing that, then you're holding back the people that care and that are hungry.
Yeah.
Like I'll say Logan Stankoven. I mean, nobody's in his way, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He's hungry. He wants to get his shot. He's waiting in the wings, waiting for his chance. And if somebody's on this team that's going for the money, man, that person needs to be out of here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now granted, it is a business. So, these guys, they need to make their money. So
none of them play like they're selfish like that either, though.
No, I'm not seeing, So
K-Fitz and I were talking about it on the last show, and he brought up a good point. It doesn't seem like any particular player sticks out above the rest. Just when you think you got your eyes on, say, Hentz and Robo, Wyatt Johnston comes along and notches 2 goals. Like, what? And those breakaways yesterday were insane.
Yeah.
That's the kind of hunger I like to see, too. Like, that right there. Perfect. And, that's another guy I would not want to see outside of Dallas.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
And you would have to ditch somebody like that. Not just Fox, it would have to be a lot of people maybe for Kane. Nah, I'll pass.
Yeah.
I like where this team's at, and I like looking at this team as the trade deadline goes closer and going, well, who the heck would you trade? Because they're all valuable. They all add something to the puzzle. Nah. That would be like a Jaromir Jagr move to me. Like,
yeah,
that felt like a trade bait thing. That really did. Why would you even sign him?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, it would be tough.
That's why they pay Jim Nill the big bucks and not any to me.
Exactly.
He's smart. I'm educated. There's a difference. I don't know, man. Well, what else you got for me? Anything? Anything in particular, like your thoughts on the next few games?
Uh, I think they're going to be very competitive. You know, I hope Dallas doesn't take um, uh, Arizona lightly.
That would be embarrassing.
Well, I mean they've beaten some good teams this year. They honestly have.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, but I hope they don't take them lightly. You know, so I think Colorado is just going to be probably a knockdown dragout.
Oh yeah,
So
that might get bloody.
I don't think it's going to be that kind of game, but I think it's going to be a hard hitting, low scoring. So because well, I can't really say low scoring because I have no idea who their goaltender is.
Yeah, me neither.
Um,
I'm gonna have to look at that before the next show.
so
That one, Arizona scares me because I feel like a lot of people have already written them off. You know,
I don't think it. I think at the beginning of the year, people were writing them off and thinking they were going to be a joke. But
yeah,
you know, they actually went in and they picked up some good free agents. You know, so you know they you know I could see them giving us a little bit of problem. So
that's the one that I feel like can sneak up on you. Like we already know what Winnipeg brings to the table, and we have them coming up. Arizona, they're 7-6-1. That scares me because I do see, oh, it's just Arizona a lot on social media. Like, no, don't,
I mean,
don't.
well, I mean, Arizona used to be, oh, it's just Arizona. You know, it used
Yeah,
to be that.
mm,
Not so much anymore. Like I said, they went and picked up some good pieces.
yeah.
So, um, they're trying to figure out why my computer's making noise at me while I'm trying to order concert tickets. Um, so,
Some Dallas
um,
Cowboys trash talk haunting you.
yeah, that's what it is. Well, sadly, this concert that I'm actually buying tickets for is at Jerry World. So
Ooh, I'm gonna have to talk to you after this is over.
it's the only way you'll get me in Jerry World.
Oh, come on.
Seriously, I've been in Jerry World. Let's see, I've been here almost 9 years. I've been there to see Texas versus USC.
Ooh, good
I've
game.
been there to see a Garth Brooks
Great show.
and to see my hometown football team from South Texas play in the state championship. It's the only 3 times I've
That
been there.
that's awesome.
So
I mean,
it
at
look
least you're making it count.
it's massive on the outside. It honestly, I was a little disappointed on the inside.
Oh, give me a
I
break.
was. I thought it was going to be bigger.
Oh my gosh, man. You're breaking my heart, Weldon.
It is a beautiful stadium. I give you that.
My brother-in-law actually worked with the steel company that did that stadium, and I got to see pictures of it
Oh,
every week
oh
as it
wow.
went up. Yeah, that was so wild watching it. Like I'd wake up on a Friday or something and wake up from or with an email from him of about
Mhm.
20 pictures. Like that was so cool seeing that. I'm an architecture nerd too, even though that's not what I
Oh,
study.
okay.
Yeah, I like to look at that sort of thing. And those doors are really fascinating to me. The glass ones
Oh,
on the
yeah.
ends.
Oh, the ones that, put the sunshine in the player's face and they didn't
Yeah.
shape the building the right way. Those
See,
ones?
yeah, the ones that the football players cry about.
Yeah.
Put a curtain up.
Yeah. Hey,
What?
I work in a few gyms that are the same way that, they have these big skylights and it's like, oh, I'm going to set up my, photography stuff over here. And then about 9:30 in the morning, I start having sunshine come down through the windows. I'm like, damn, I forgot to move the green screen again. So,
Yeah, I couldn't hear you whining over that like at all.
yeah.
You would look at it and you'd go, "Oh crap," and then you'd move on. But no, put some black curtains up, make it easier. Blah blah blah. Shut up.
Well, they're prima donnas.
Mm-hmm. That's why I'm leaning towards hockey more these days. Well, I mean, it's been a long time coming, probably since I was a teenager, but you know, totally, it's night and day. Like, and I don't understand how people could be so different. I really don't.
Yeah.
You're out there to live a dream, and you're sitting there crying. Hockey players, seeing them get sliced in the neck or have a heart attack on the bench and want back out.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Speaking of the slice on the neck, what do you think about NHL mandating the guys to wear neck protectors?
I mean, okay. Um, I couldn't see people. It's kind of like, the mask thing that was on the news. People are going to get mad about it, you know? But I'm all for player safety.
Yeah.
For me, if I was a GM, I would be like, you know what? I don't care what the league says. Please, for my sake and for your sake, so you can keep doing what you love to do, protect yourself at all costs.
Yeah.
That's my point on it. I mean, I even did a little blog post on it because, I feel for the guys that might have kids,
Yeah.
and they get sliced like that on a freak accident while their kids don't have a dad anymore.
Yeah.
And, it's just, I don't know why that wasn't put in place before.
Well, like someone said that, and I want to say it was Gretzky. He's like, all through the minors, they wear neck guards.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as soon as they get up to the pros, they take them off. He's like, so you wear them for all these years, and then as soon as you move up into the NHL, you discard them. He's like, I don't understand that. So,
I agree. Why would you discard them?
so do they make it like the visor rule, the helmet rule? Um, that players that have now just come in, when they're doing warm ups, they have to wear their helmet on the ice. Um, so,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they would change it, but I'm all for the net guards. I really am. Um, that it's just the freak accident like that. And
yeah.
what if one of these other I'm trying to be nice when I say this, media sources, quote unquote, we'll say that. What if that happens and what if it's on purpose?
Mm-hmm.
Not that it would be, not in the NHL, but somewhere out there in the world, it might be on purpose. You need to be careful. And to be honest with you, it kind of makes me sad for those players that, they can willingly just chunk those little net guards, throw them away. No, you need to protect your players.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're the GM, okay, if you're the owner and the GM, the players are your business.
Yeah.
If you're the players, you are your own business. Be smart. This would have been a great thing to discuss in a sports management class, unfortunately. But like I could go on and on. Like, just be smart.
Yeah.
Make the right choice. If not for you, then somebody else.
Well, and even like I commented to a couple of people about it. So there's been enough guys that have been sliced by a skate, not necessarily up in the neck. If you look at Tyler a few years ago, got his Achilles almost. I mean, I think he was within 2 millimeters of slicing his Achilles completely in half.
Oh.
If that would have happened, he would have been done. He would have never played again.
Mm-hmm.
You had Nemeth that took that really, really bad slash up on the wrist and everything. Again, not far from ending his career. Neither one of those guys wear cut resistant socks, armbands, you know. And I asked Tyler one day when he came out, I was like, why are you not? I said, why don't you wear the cut resistant socks? Because I noticed in practice he was barefoot in his skates, which has got to be completely disgusting if you buy a pair of his skates. You know, but he just said they were uncomfortable, and he has always skated that way. He's always skated either barefoot or a very small sock. And I was like, even as close as you came to, to losing your career, he's like, I just can't get used to it. And he kind of left it at that. And I was like, okay, well, it's, his personal preference.
Yeah.
So I wonder how, I know a few NHL players. I think TJ Oshie has now started skating with a neck guard on.
Yep.
I don't know if anybody else has followed suit. But, I got to kind of wonder how many more guys are going to jump on this, and if the owners will say, okay, we're going to go to this. Because I haven't watched a whole lot of like OHL or anything. I can't even recall the guys down in Cedar Park wearing them. I would have to go back and look at pictures of, Texas Stars players to see if any of them wear them.
Yeah. I don't recall ever seeing them either, to be perfectly honest with you.
They just posted something from their last game. Let's go look at their page and see if any of those players were wearing them.
And like I said in the post that I'm guessing you read that I wrote, I don't know that one thing is gonna steer some little kid away from their dream. But what if it does? What if somebody out there in, we'll say Colorado or something, where the hockey history is rich, Detroit even. What if they grow up and they see, well, the league doesn't care about player safety because there's no this or no that, and they decide, nope, I'm not playing hockey.
Yeah.
Like that stuff weighs in my head. And I read a team, I can't remember which it is now, but I did put it in there. There was a team that said, okay, the league doesn't require these, but I want you to do that for me. The GM said that.
Yeah.
Like, I would applaud that all day, every day. It's just smart business.
Yeah. I think I could see it going more in the lower leagues, and it might take a little while to work up to the NHL.
Mm-hmm. But it's slowly going to get there.
I think it will. I think it will slowly get there.
I mean, I'm all for it. I really am. Like, there's so many things that could go wrong for something I don't want to say stupid, but in a way, it's stupid.
Yeah.
Recognize anyone? The dude on the left looks familiar. Who is that guy?
Number 30.
Gee.
Number 34.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I knew that was him. I was trying to be facetious. He's in the minors?
Yeah, Nashville sent him down.
Oh my god, man. Okay.
And he cleared waivers.
Oh, Dallas said nope, we don't want you back. Ouch.
But you see, they're not wearing neck guards.
Yeah, they're not.
That shot was just this weekend.
Ouch.
Which those jerseys that Texas was wearing were freaking sick.
Yeah, I've seen them.
I was messaging the Texas Stars going, hey, can I order one of those and have it sent to Blake's? Because I would really like to have one of those.
Oh man. Was it a military one?
It was a Remembrance Day. So it wasn't Veterans Day, it was the Canadian Remembrance Day.
Oh, the one with the poppies?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was sick.
Yeah.
That was real sick.
I gotta call them again tomorrow to see if because they said they were going to be available to buy. Of course, because I'm not going to be able to afford any of their game worn stuff. So, but yeah,
Wow.
I think it would be beneficial if they made the guys wear them. I mean, there may be some guys that are going to buck to it, and because you look at the guys that don't wear visors in the league. There's only a handful of them. I mean, Jamie and Jordy were two of the prime examples, and their mama wanted them to wear visors, even gave them one for Christmas, and they still won't wear them. So
you got to do it for your mama, man. I'm
yeah,
sorry, that's
exactly.
how I roll.
So, but it's just, of course, but with more and more young guys coming in, and if they're used to wearing them already,
yeah,
it should be no problem to get them to wear them. So
I hope so, man. I would hate to see that on the ice here. I would hate to have a kid see that.
Yeah.
The kid will never touch hockey ever again.
Oh, you'd be surprised that there are kids that would still go and play,
In today's day and age?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Well, I'm not talking about the whiny millennial people. But the kids that are dedicated, hardcore, I want to be like Jamie Benn, or I want to be like Wyatt Johnson. You're not going to turn them away.
Let's hope.
Or I want to be like Niels Lundqvist when some of the 5th and 6th graders are as tall as he is. So because he is a little bitty dude. But he's been playing good this year. I'm happy.
I thought maybe that was a jab at him.
Oh, it is a little jab at him, but I like it. He's a nice kid. But
that's awesome.
But yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what they try to do, with that. So
I could do a 3-hour show on the neck guard on my own.
Yeah.
Because, it's just, come on, man. Suck it up if you don't like it, if you don't think it's comfortable, whatever. Do you want to be comfortable or do you want to be alive?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's either that or they devise something that, I don't even know what they would devise to where if the skates came up off the ice or something like that, that would, that wouldn't cut an opponent or, something. So,
Yeah, some change needs to be made. I don't care what it is. Like, you don't need that happening on this ice here.
yeah.
You really don't. I don't know what they think over there where that happened. I don't know if kids are more sensitive to that or whatever, but you don't need that happening at all. Like that was a freak accident.
Well, I mean,
And
it's been a freak accident that's happened before. But most of the time
yeah.
it's happening to goalies
Oh yeah.
because it's happened to more goalies than it ever has actual forwards or D men.
Yeah, true.
You know, that would be like making all the goalies wear danglers. You would get a hard fight on that one because there's some of the goalies that love the danglers and others that hate it.
Yeah, true.
So, but we'll see. We'll see what they do in the next few years.
I mean, wait a minute though. Here's a question. If that does happen, and let's say a family goes after the team or the league or whatever, in the court of law, isn't that a good case?
I don't think so because these guys they know the apparent risk. They and I'm sure the Players Association, you know, they get protected somewhat, but the team also gets protected. You know, so because you can't just sue every team anytime someone gets hurt.
Right.
You
That'd
know.
be happening all the time.
Oh yeah, I mean that would happen constantly in football when a guy gets hurt or take the other night in the UT game. The guy's got his walking through the team in front of him, and then he gets hurt, and the guy takes a quick twist to the knee from another player, and he's blown his ACL.
Oh, that was rough too.
Yeah. And I
That
still
is
say TCU did that on purpose.
I couldn't tell you. I didn't see that part.
Yeah. But
Um,
I mean, look at any number of football players that have gotten hurt, in preseason. Now, granted, they still get paid, but they're not making the kind of money that they were going to make if they were actually playing.
yeah, it's a solid point.
So, I'm sure they have some kind of insurance or, so that would be something to ask some of your cowboy friends that, are writers, if they know anything like that, if they do. So,
I'm gonna have to reach deep because I don't have many friends that do that anymore.
Is there a kind of insurance that still pays these guys, or do they still get paid if they get hurt in preseason, but they were signed by the team, like Overshone or Malik Jefferson for the Cowboys. They
Yeah,
blew their knees out, in preseason. How does that work? Do they still get paid? So,
yeah.
and I'm sure the same's in hockey, So,
Man, you got my brain going. Okay, let's go research. All right, cool. Got my brain wanting to work at like 9 o'clock at night.
So,
Man, I mean, that is what it is. Either way,
yeah.
I hope it gets improved. That's all I can say.
Yeah. I mean, I would like to see them, wear it if it, if it's a little bit more protection for them, you know, because those freak accidents they can happen.
Yeah.
So
It just goes. I mean, for me, it would be how far are you willing to go to protect your life?
yeah,
That that that's it right there. Because no matter how comfortable something is, man, if you take that one blade in the right place, dude, no more dream anyway.
yeah,
So I don't know. I wish we could get a player or two on here. That'd be kind of fun. Or an agent.
yeah. Well, I'm hoping to go to practice uh, next week. So
Ooh.
since I'll have some time off and maybe maybe if I can get one of the guys be like, hey, what is your thoughts on the neck guards, if you have to wear one. So
That'd be nice to know.
yeah, I'm sure none of them would let me record them, but uh, so
Yeah, that'd be a little odd.
can I record your comment? So
You say you're there for a podcast? I don't know. I'm not going to push that. But you do have me wondering if I can pull that off somehow.
never
Because
know.
I do have somebody, huh?
I said never know.
I do have somebody in my back pocket that could help. I hope. It's just figuring out how to reach him.
Oh,
I, I can reach him one of two ways. It's just one of them might be crossing a line, the other one might be okay. And one of them's inactivity versus activity. You know what I mean?
ah,
So, I mean, it's a player for the Allen Americans. Well, he was. Now he's a coach. So, who was he coach for? I think he coaches for the Americans too.
oh, okay.
He was a Dallas Stars coach at the Stars Center, I believe, as well.
Who is that?
I don't know if I can say on here.
Oh, text it to me.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm dumb. Actually, it's just getting late and my brain's shutting down.
Oh,
Don't say it. Don't say, yeah, it's a Cowboys fan.
nope, don't know him. Okay.
Yeah,
No, I was just thinking because there was some guys that I knew that were they were old CHL hockey players and they were affiliated with the Star Centers and um, with Ron Vogel and uh, oh hell, Kenny. He's a goalie coach. Oh yeah, you could ask him. Um, oh
I
hell,
don't know, man.
can't even think of Kenny's last name. He was a goaltender for the Mudbugs in the CHL.
Shreveport.
Yeah,
Hey.
yeah. Um, but that would definitely be somebody you could ask, and so
I think the two of those would be a gold mine.
yeah,
I'm gonna do that probably tomorrow morning. I'm gonna reach out to both and see if the okay, hold on. Before I do that, would you be able to come host the show with me on any day besides Monday, you think?
next week,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, well we'll touch base on that, I guess. I'll go ahead and throw out some of the feelers to the two guys that I mentioned to you, and I guess we'll go from there as far as if they can even come on the show, because that would be a lot of fun. We could ask them a bunch of things.
oh yeah,
No.
Well, I even thought of somebody else that I could ask, because he actually does answer questions that I throw at him occasionally.
Oh.
Yeah, and he's a current Stars player.
Oh, I think I know who it is.
Yeah, hasn't played in a few games.
Nope. Just automatically drew a blank. Okay. That threw me a heck of a curveball. I was about to
Him,
swing for the
him and
fences.
Harley are on the same line together at times.
Oh. Yeah, nope. Still drawing a blank.
Their names start with the same letter.
Ow. Oh. No way, really?
Yeah, he'll answer questions for me every now and then.
Yeah. Can you throw that one out there for me?
Yeah.
Or see if he can, you know, come talk to me maybe or us?
I don't know. I don't know that he would come on, but because I would almost bet that they have to get permission to
Yeah,
go
they do.
on shows and stuff like that. But I could
They,
ask him a question and see what his answer would be.
yes, please. Oh man, would I appreciate that.
So
We tried to email the Stars higher ups to see if I could get somebody last season, and the man was on a tear. Won't say who it was. I got denied 3 times. So yeah,
oh
no,
well.
they definitely, yeah. I was kind of sad about it too.
Well, maybe they figure it's not a big enough podcast.
That man, any publicity is better than
Yeah.
none. So I would hope that they don't think that way, but I wouldn't also be surprised if they did.
But hey, you're an award-winning podcaster now.
Oh, am I now?
Didn't you win an award for your podcast?
I did. I did. Yeah. The yeah. I mean, no. I'm gonna be modest. Nah, we're good.
Well, it's not like you've won a Marcomia award or whatever how you say that award for
Or
radio,
freaking Emmy.
radio broadcasting.
Yeah. Daytime Emmy as
Yeah.
well.
Well, as Russ Martin put it, you wrote an essay, you paid your $25 entry fee, and you know, so
Still got left at the freaking entry gate. Like, nope. They just took my money and ran. All right.
yeah. So, but yeah, I can throw that question at him and see if he'll respond to it, and just go, hey, it doesn't have to be a big long drawn out answer. It's just like, what do you think about it? You know?
I mean, even a yes or a no would be all right.
Yeah.
You don't have to give me all the details in the world. Just say, yeah. Okay. No. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I would be inclined to ask a little more questions after either one, probably. But you know my philosophy on learning. If I'm not learning, then I'm dead.
Yeah.
So,
Well, like I said, if I get to go to practice next week, I would be willing to ask a couple of them and go, hey, what do you think about this? Because there are a number of guys that that sometimes come out and everything. Now I know, and my wife brought this up to me. I was like, oh yeah, I'll get to go next week. And she's like, yeah, you and every other kid that's out of school. And it was like, oh damn, I didn't even think about that. And I was like, yep, I'll be fighting the little ones.
little one's gonna win out over us too.
Oh yes, the little ones win out over us every day. But
Good.
if there's a group of kids, I don't even try to get something signed or anything. I just step back and let the kids have it. So
Yeah, that's cool.
I I have my event in January for my autograph session after the game. So, which our autograph session is after they play LA. And
Oh,
I've told my wife, I said, I will be looking for a particular LA player. If I can get an autograph from him, I will so fanboy after him because he Drew Doughty has always been one of my favorite players. And
Oh, okay.
and because the last time we had it, we played Minnesota and we blew Minnesota out of the building that night. And I was standing there and I forgot who was with me, what Dallas player was with me. And Fleury's walking by and I'm hollering at him because whoever was signing my wife's stuff. And I was trying to get him over because I so wanted a picture with him. Because Fleury's always I've always been a goalie guy. So and he's always been one of my favorites. So but he said he was late to get to the bus, which was BS because there was 9 guys behind him walking slower. You know, he wasn't late. He just didn't want to stop. So,
I mean, hey.
But he was nice. He smiled and waved, and he just said he couldn't. He was running late. I was like, okay, have a nice trip home. Yeah. Too bad we beat y'all. But I didn't say that. I just thought it. But so.
You probably should have said that. That would have been
No, that would be rude. So I don't think he played that night. So I think Gustafson played that night. So.
Oh wow.
So hopefully, I'll have an extra puck on hand, and it might just be an LA Kings puck that get him to sign, and if I can get his attention. So.
Oh sweet.
Would be fun if I can get his attention. So. I do have favorite players on other teams and everything. So, but got to finish up my flag board, getting the new guys to sign it, and so they won't let me carry all my sticks down there that I need signed. So I've got to work on that during breaks and slow part of the year when I go to practice.
Alrighty, sounds like fun.
Yeah. I need to get Pavelski to sign. I need to get Marchment to sign. Johnston, Delandria. I've got a few.
Delandria. Man, if you get his autograph, I'm going to be so upset.
I talked to him at the Six Flags event, and I told him, I was like, dude, I've got one of your sticks from Cedar Park. I was like, your basic rookie year, down there. And he's like, oh, really? And I was like, yeah, I need to get you to sign it. And he's like, oh, yeah, just bring it to practice. So I guess if I get to go to practice next week, I'll take it with me and, tap on the glass and see if I can get him to come out afterwards and sign it. And so.
Dang, does that mean I'm going to have to slide some money if I want you to get me an autograph?
Depends on what you want signed.
Uh-oh. Dang. All right.
Like what, a puck or what?
Yeah, I was thinking.
Yeah, I could get a puck signed. As long as he, as long as he came out.
I would love that. Like, he's been one of my favorite players since I don't even remember. Like, I think I was one of the ones that was hoping he would have stayed on the team when he was bouncing back and forth to Landria. Yeah. I wanted to see more of him, so.
Well, I guess he's just. I don't think he's hurt. I don't know if he's just been a scratch or.
I think they've been bouncing that line between Smith,
Steele, and him.
Yeah, I think that's all it is. But he always had me curious whether or not he would add like a more physical aspect to that line, because like I want to see him drop the gloves really, and I want to see if maybe him being out there more is what it takes to get him on the level, not on the level of Jamie Benn, but as a fighter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I want to see him take up for Jamie and the rest of the team. So I always had some glimmer of hope that he would make it, and be able to stay up there. I guess he finally has.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, he's pretty much here. So it's just we have too many forwards up here right now,
yeah,
and it's not like we can send any of them down. So
right. So you're kind of at a log jam.
yeah, which I mean, can be good, can be a pain in the butt, but you know,
Could be a good pain in the butt.
you know, I mean, at least it gives you options. So
Yeah, true. Well, all right,
yeah,
man.
it doesn't say that anything's wrong with him. So yeah, he's just being a healthy scratch. So
That's a shame. That
well, I mean
really is.
that was the whole deal of them bringing in strong or Steele and Smith. So
Face palm of the largest variety. Ugh.
yeah,
Well,
but
I mean, what else you got for me? Anything?
I think that's about it.
Thinking so too. I've run the Stars hockey thing into the ground for this week, I think. We might have one more show. You think you'll be able to jump on maybe Friday or Saturday?
Let me see what the wife is working and what do we got for games this week? We got tomorrow and Saturday. So yeah, let me see what she's working and so
Be a
see where it goes from there.
be a good way to kind of sign off the week. Talking about both the games together
Yeah,
and who surprised us, who didn't, that sort of thing.
yeah. Well, I'll be interested to see who's in net tomorrow night.
Mm. Who would you play? Just out of curiosity.
I don't know. I mean, Jake played really well last night, but Wedge played really well the night before, and this is his old team, so I almost look for tomorrow to be Wedge and Saturday to be Ottinger against Colorado.
That might be the wise thing to do.
And then go Jake back. Well, shit. How do you with the schedule we've got next week? Because you go Saturday night Colorado, Monday night Rangers, Wednesday night Las Vegas, and Friday night Calgary. A day in between each game.
Do you rest Jake for the next couple games?
I could maybe see him throwing him maybe Wedge against Arizona and the Rangers, and having Otter versus Avs in Vegas, and maybe even Calgary, because then they have 3 days off before they go back to Winnipeg.
Interesting. Yeah, that'll be fun to watch and see how it shakes out.
Yep. Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, it will.
Give us something to talk about.
Yeah. I mean, we talked a whole lot about pretty much nothing this time, right? And
We talked a little bit about everything.
yeah, I was going to say a little bit about nothing and a whole lot about everything. I don't know. Anyways, I want to thank you for your time, and I want to thank the people of BS3 Network for letting us have time on their site. Weldon, what do you think we go ahead and sign off here?
Sounds like a good one. I'll see you again later in the week, and we'll see how this week goes.
Looking forward to it, man. I will talk to you probably as soon as we get off here, to tell you the truth.
All right.
All right, man.
All right.
That's
Take
it
care.
for us. You too. Go Stars.
All right. Go Stars.
Bye.
Bye.